We all want to become rich one day. So rich that we don't have to worry about money at all. But do you have what it takes? To find out, I have analyzed countless interviews with the richest people on Earth, and I have picked out 5 traits that they all have in common. If you have all of these traits, you will certainly become successful. So pay close attention to each point, as this could be the most important video you watch this year. Sign number 1. You are skeptical. When people aim to get rich, the ones who manage to do really well often have a special way of thinking. They don't just follow the usual rules that everyone else does. They like to ask questions and sometimes don't agree with what most people believe is the right way. They act like this because they understand that the world around us is always changing. Things that used to be a good idea might not work so well anymore. For example, nowadays people will tell you that starting a business is too risky. But just 100 years ago, every single family had their own business. Times are constantly changing, and if you want to become wealthy, you cannot always agree with everyone. You have to be skeptical of the status quo. After all, you will never become rich from copying other people who aren't rich. Don't just blindly believe everything you hear. You have to be really good at finding new opportunities that other people might not notice. Imagine yourself like an explorer searching for hidden treasures of success, where most people only see dirt. This way of thinking will help you make smart choices and take advantage of new trends that are just starting to appear. By being open to change and not just doing things the same old way, you're more likely to succeed in your goal of getting rich, which is why you need to be skeptical of the status quo. Sign number 2. You are willing to take calculated risks. One thing that really stands out about people who become rich is that they're not afraid to take big chances. Instead of spreading their money out in lots of different ways, they concentrate on really big opportunities that might seem different from what most people are doing. This kind of thinking is like putting all your energy into a few key things rather than spreading it thin. Yes, it is important to diversify your investments, but if you really want to level up financially, you have to be willing to take some risks. You have to risk losing money, risk being broke, and be willing to deal with the consequences. The reason this works is that when these risky ideas pay off, they bring in a lot of money. These big successes are often way better than what you'd get from doing things in the regular, safe way. It's like hitting a home run instead of just getting a single in a baseball game. If you already have a lot of money, you can obviously play it safe, but if you want to level up, you need to be willing to take calculated risks, which is why it is one of the most common traits in millionaires. Sign number 3. You need to be paranoid. This may sound hypocritical, but while you have to be willing to challenge the status quo and take calculated risks, you also need to have some degree of paranoia and be very strategic with the risks you take. Most rich people didn't get it right on their first attempt. Most of them made several big bets and failed over and over again until they finally made it big. You have to detach your emotions from the situation and only bet what you can afford to lose. Those who aren't paranoid enough will often bet too much and go all in when they can't afford to lose, and it will be almost impossible to recover. The rich do not play the game like this. They understand that they have to be paranoid and prepare for any challenges so that when something bad happens, they are ready for anything. This is one of the most important qualities you need if you want to become rich, because this gives you more attempts. If you lose everything and you're never able to recover, that's it. It's over. But by being strategic, paranoid, and planning ahead and only risking what you are prepared to lose, you can try over and over again until you finally succeed. The rich often didn't get everything right on their first attempt, but they tried again and again until they succeeded. And the only way they were able to try over and over again is because they were prepared to fail. They didn't go all in, but had a safety net so that if they failed, they could save up and try again. Every attempt will not be an instant success, so you have to give yourself more than one attempt, and you do that by being skeptical. Sign number 4. You take quick action. One unique thing about people who become wealthy is how fast they jump on chances. They don't waste time thinking too much or being unsure. When they spot a possible opportunity, they go for it right away because they have prepared for it in advance. They know that sometimes the right moment is super important. If they wait too long, the chance might slip away because others might catch on and act faster. They believe in trying things out quickly and learning from any mistakes they make. Instead of waiting for things to be perfect, they focus on getting things going. They understand that taking action is more important than waiting for everything to be just right. Imagine it like this. They're like athletes who know the best time to make a move in a game. They're not waiting around, they're ready to go when the time is right. And even if things don't work out perfectly, they see it as a chance to learn and improve for next time. So by being quick to jump on opportunities, you can be more likely to catch those chances before they're gone. It's all about having the right mindset, valuing action over waiting for perfection. Just like athletes on the field, you can be ready to make the winning move at the perfect moment. But like we talked about previously, this does not mean you should be reckless and jump on every trend. The confidence to move fast and take action as soon as possible doesn't simply come from guessing or copying what other people do. It comes from continuous learning and always looking out for the best opportunities. When you have put in the work and have the knowledge to spot a great opportunity, you can act faster than everyone else. While they are still researching, you can instantly know whether or not the bet is worth it because you already have the knowledge. By putting in the work now, you can spot any money-making opportunities in the future, and you will do it much faster than anyone else. The fifth and final sign might be the most important one. You are not too sensitive. Instead of acting on impulsive feelings, the rich are really good at staying calm and thinking clearly. This ability helps them make choices that make sense, even when things get tough, like when the market goes up and down a lot, or when they face setbacks. Think of it like this. When something happens that could make someone feel really upset or scared, they don't let those feelings take over their decisions. Instead, they keep their cool and use their brain to figure out what's best to do. The cool thing about this emotional strength is that it stops them from making quick decisions based on how they feel at the moment. For instance, they won't panic and sell all their investments when the market isn't doing well. Instead, they stay steady and stick to their plan. So by being good at handling emotions and making decisions based on reason, you can be better prepared for challenges and make choices that lead to success. Just like those who've done really well, you can learn to keep a clear head even when things get tough, and that can make a big difference in your journey to success. You have learned the 5 habits that will make you rich, but you also need to avoid certain habits that are keeping you broke and poor. Thankfully, I have made an entire video on this where I show you the 6 habits that are secretly keeping you broke.